Martinoff, intelligence alone is not enough to achieve your dreams. Sometimes controlling your emotions is the key to reach your goals. Welcome to the show, Bjorn. It's called Self-Made.
Well, thank you for having me. It's actually quite exciting.
So before we start, share us your childhood.
All of my secrets?
Well, things that you think children or our future leaders can use.
It was not an easy childhood because I was born maybe 15 years after the big war, and Germany was, for the biggest part, it was destroyed. There wasn't much left, and the whole country was really struggling. There's actually a picture, believe it or not, of me when I was 4. I was running around in the streets, and I was going through other people's trash looking for toys, like broken toys. That would be my treasure.
So what you remember those times?
The families, on both sides, on the mother's side and the father's side, used to be sort of wealthy before the war and then lost everything during the war. One time when I was 2.5, I'm being told I went into the neighbor's refrigerator and stole their butter.
So how old are you when you really start thinking about dream job?
8 or 9 or 10, and I wanted to become a pilot.
A pilot? Why?
Why? Because I love to fly.
You said you want to be a pilot.
Yeah, I wanted to be a pilot, but what it turned out was very early in my teens, they saw I was very tall, and we became worried that I would be too tall to become a pilot. And so we did some bone testing, did some X-rays, and they said, "Oh, don't worry, you'll fall within the range, just within the range." But when I became 17, it was very clear I wasn't going to fall into the range. I outgrew that, and so I had to look for other things to do. And there was no money for me to go to college. There was some money, but only for a year, and then I had to do my own thing and take care of my own education after that.
So how will you find ways to educate yourself?
I started reading books, and that was very good, but it took me a long time to get through books. But when I got into books on tapes, like audiobooks, right? I went from reading maybe one book every 2 months to reading one book a week and then 2 books a week. And imagine what happens when you read this many books, and think about it. The average book probably contains about 20 years of wisdom in a person's life before they write a book, right? And if you read one book a week for a year, let's say 50 weeks, you take a few weeks off, then you have 50 times 20, it's 1,000 years experience in 1 year.
Imagine
that, isn't that exciting? And so if you took this on, it doesn't matter where you are in an organization, right? If you're working yet or not yet working, or you're high or low, within 1 year you're going to grow more, you're going to know more than even your CEO will.
Exactly.
If you just learn how to absorb, listen, read. For me, it was the listening part.
So that's what changed you.
Yeah.
Are you a competitive person that time?
I wasn't in the beginning all that competitive. School was kind of boring for me. The subject I learned, but when I discovered something that I was interested in, passionate in, that I could learn very fast, and I was interested, and it was amazing the transformation that happened from somebody who was just like a C student, right, to an A student, and even getting awards in college.
So who inspired you at that time when you were a teenager? Trying to find ways, you said.
Yeah, I got into some interesting books, and then I looked for a community that was into growing, and I started taking seminars, and then we had a personal development program at work. I was at Mercedes-Benz at the time, and then I started teaching this personal development program. And even though I was the most junior person teaching, I became the favorite so-called facilitator, right, teacher. That I took evening classes, I took evening seminars, I took weekend seminars. There was weeks and months where every night I was in a seminar after work, every night.
Wow. So what's your best message to our future leaders?
In order to be a leader, you need to first be able to lead yourself, right? And for that, it takes courage. And when other people see you having that courage, they will also be encouraged by that. And they will try and model themselves after your courage, right? But if you don't have that courage, then what do people have to model themselves after?
How to have that courage? Because that's what's lacking again.
Many times it was also lacking in my life, in the beginning. I was very shy. But how did I do that? I said, every day, let me try something. Let me try to do something that I'm scared about, that I'm scared to do. Where this confidence, this courage, could now also be applied everywhere else. And anybody can do that. Anybody who wants to build their courage can. Do something that scares you a little bit, that stresses you out a bit, gives you a little anxiety, something you're not comfortable with, do it anyway.
So that's what excites you.
Yeah, help people unleash their full power, because we all have that power in us. We all created in the image and likeness.
So what do you think?
Yeah.
What is the future of Philippines?
Well, the future of the Philippines, it looks bright. There's really, really no other way of saying it. But you can accelerate it if you take on something new that you can be courageous about on a daily basis. When the opportunity comes up, you may feel a little nervous, you may feel a little tight, a little uptight, or you're not sure, right? That's the moment. That's the opportunity, and you step into that moment. And when you do that, your whole confidence zone, right?
Yes.
It expands.
Yes.
Yeah. And the more often you do it, the bigger it becomes.
Okay, personal question.
Yes.
Are you happy where you are now?
I always strive for more. And so compared to where I was, I'm extremely happy. But compared to what I want to achieve, I believe it's very inspiring in life when we can have a life purpose that's bigger than our lifetime. That takes more than a lifetime to fulfill. So to me, I want to develop great, amazing leaders, and I think Filipinos have the potential to have amazing leaders, because Filipinos love people, and it takes that love to be a great leader.
Thank you very much. Oh
Thank you
my
too.
God, that's beautiful. Every success has its struggles. Every dream has its trials and tests. Listen to their stories, because if they did it, you can also be called self-made.